So, we recently hit 5,000 subscribers. Not bad for a guy who makes content on a supposed dead game, eh? Anyways, since we reached another milestone, I once again had to celebrate by rating each and every one of your Halo Infinite Spartans. And there was a lot. But regardless, the stream was a lot of fun. Quite a few of you tuned in to show your support and chat throughout, which I am extremely grateful for. And if you happen to miss the stream, it is still available on the channel for you to watch. But today, we are here to announce the winners.
Was it me?
What? Where the hell did you come from? No, it wasn't you.
Aw, man. Was it Halobox Studios?
No, it wasn't him.
God damn it! Why do I even bother with this shit anymore? That's it! Ready, fire up the Pelican!
Are you gonna let me carry on with the video or not?
But it should have been me!
I'm getting a strong feeling it wasn't Spoopy.
Ouch, my head! Anyway, before we announce who wins and before I'm interrupted again, we need to first cover the honourable mentions. The honourable mentions that have been chosen were chosen specifically because I found their build either somewhat interesting or I just liked how it looked overall. These aren't necessarily Spartans that have a super high rating, granted some of them did score around the 9 or 8 mark, but a few of them I think just did something pretty cool and creative and I thought they deserved to be featured. Obviously there is many more amazing ones, I just don't have enough time to include all of them. But our first of these is a very tanky ISR build from Sakurada. Overall, I love the armor composition, I think the utility piece matches the coating really nicely, the armor pieces just work, and it's cool seeing the Enigma attachment used on the ISR helmet and mix and matching some of these pieces. The next honourable mention is a really nice Mark 7 medic Spartan from Lou. The armor composition works pretty well for the theme he has set out to create, and again a lot of the pieces chosen just fit really nicely together, even the visor choice matches the coating pretty nicely, and the stance just tops everything off. Our next honourable mention is from Green Skittle, and this is one of the most interesting ones that was submitted throughout. Definitely one of the craziest looking Spartans I've ever seen. Everything fits here together pretty well, which is surprising. It seems like a lot of things were just chucked at the board, yet somehow they stuck in a pretty nice way. Is this necessarily a Spartan I'd use myself? Definitely not, but I think overall they've managed to create something that is quite different. Next up, we have a pretty devious Eagle Strike Spartan from Hunter. The red visor matches the coating really nicely and gives the Spartan somewhat of an evil look. And this is definitely a Spartan I wouldn't want to encounter on the battlefield. Next is a Mark 5B Spartan from Blitzkrieg. These shoulder choices do feel somewhat generic since I saw a ton of different Mark 5B Spartans with the same composition when it comes to the shoulder pads. However, other than that, a lot here stands out. The use of the Epsilon spring coating, the commando helmet with the attachment, and overall I do think this is a pretty definitive Mark 5B Spartan, and it just genuinely looks really cool. We have another crazy Mark 7 build up next from Kevin, and this one again is a bit more interesting, it's a bit more creative, and it definitely stands out because of the various colours. The coating itself is super rare, but it matches really nicely with the battle rifle and the visor that he's chosen, and even the chest piece doesn't really contradict the look at all. Again, this is another one that I probably wouldn't use myself, however, I do think it's quite creative. And our final honourable mention is from Spartan Cam 116 with this lovely icy Mark 7 Menachite build. The ice armour effects pair really nicely with the coating of choice and the visor, and since everything here applies your coating, absolutely nothing contradicts with the overall theme. And now with the honourable mentions out of the way, we can finally cover the winners. Do keep in mind I have chosen Spartans that I like as the winners. There was a lot, and I cannot stress this enough, there was a lot of really good Spartans throughout the entire stream. There was a lot of really good submissions. However, these 5 specifically, I believe achieved something unique while still looking really damn good while doing it. And that brings us to our 5th place spot from SpectralArchive. This is a Mark 5B Spartan that does achieve a pretty unique design. There is a few things here that feel like they're reoccurring from other Spartans, but that mostly just stems from the security shoulder pad with the knife. The coating and visor pair together really nicely. Normally I'm not a huge fan of the wolf shoulder, especially in asymmetrical builds, but he's pulled it off really well. The build just fits together super nicely. In 4th place we have a Chimera build from FeralFox. Normally I'm not a fan of Chimera, however this build from Feral looks really good. The Covenant Frontlines coating suits this core really well, and the visor choice actually matches the little lights that are across the armor too, which I thought was a nice touch. Since Chimera doesn't really have a ton of options as far as customization goes, I think he's definitely achieved the look really well here, creating something that does quite stand out. And there isn't a single thing on this set that I think contradicts the look whatsoever. In 3rd we have NobleNinja. Obviously you all know I absolutely love the Yoroi core, and this Spartan looks gorgeous. I believe almost everything here on this build is actually entirely new, and the shoulder pads are actually from the latest Tenrai event, which is cool to see. The wet crow coating and the visor of choice all definitely blend really nicely with the overall Spartan, and the stance definitely helps sell you on its appearance. In 2nd place we have a Mirage Spartan from D. This one definitely seemed to be a popular one overall, as people were even pointing out its appearance when I was teasing the little machinima that was a part of the 5k stream. They're using a brand new coating with the Superfly visor. They're using a brand new coating with the neon visor, and I know there's already been a couple of builds within the winners that have used that, but I do think all of these builds are distinct enough where there isn't really much overlap. Again, I'm not usually a huge fan of asymmetric builds, especially when an asymmetric coating isn't present, but D has managed to make this look absolutely stunning. The armor choices just complement each other really well, and overall the build is just a super cool one for the Mirage armor core. And finally, in 1st place, we have a Mark 7 Menachite build from DrewBusters. Again, using the wet crow coating and a visor that matches it really nicely, he's even managed to make the emblem fit everything else perfectly. The chest piece, the shoulder pads, everything here looks perfect. And we've even got the addition of that Fascinator helmet attachment on the Menachite helmet, which I think just adds to it. Overall, this is a peak Mark 7 build and just a really cool looking Spartan. And with that, that sums up our 5 winners and brings us to the end of this video. Once again, I just wanted to thank you all for 5,000 subscribers. I truly do appreciate it. It does genuinely mean a lot. I never even thought we'd reach this point, so it is crazy to think we are even here. This will be the last Spartan ranking for a little bit of time, probably until about 10k if we even reach 10k. The current plan is moving forward for every milestone we'll do a tournament instead, as the one that I hosted a few weeks ago was a lot of fun. People seem to genuinely enjoy it, and it just mixes things up a bit. It also means by the next time we do a Spartan ranking, people will have a lot of new stuff and we should see much more variety in the builds. Anyway, once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.